As Electrek reported yesterday, Tesla started the Model 3 launch in Canada this week, and today, the first invitations to configure were sent out to current Tesla owners. It gives us first look at the Tesla Model 3 Canadian configurator with a price structure and availability. The starting price in Canada is going to be $45,600 CAD for the yet-to-be-available standard battery pack, but the long-range pack adds $11,900 CAD, about $9,212 USD, and the premium package adds $6,600 CAD, about $5,100 USD, for a new base price of $64,100 CAD, about $49,622 USD, or about the same as it is in the US after the exchange rate.
The month of March 2018 will be one to remember in Norway, with the new Nissan Leaf shooting for the all-time sales record. Nissan already set a new record in February, as 781 new Leafs were registered. However, preliminary data shows that, in the first 19 days of March, a whopping 1,191 Leafs were registered. With one-third of the month to go, the final result could be 1,500 or so. That's even more than the Tesla Model S record of 1,493 in March 2014 and the Tesla Model X record of 1,429 in December 2017. We are surprised that the Nissan Leaf is reaching a high sales level so quickly, but that's what happens when a new Leaf is sold in Europe every 12 minutes. More than 20,000 Leafs were already sold and ordered in Europe. Nissan delivered only 1/4 of those orders so far.
At this year's New York Auto Show, Subaru will be presenting the all-new 5th-generation Forester to replace the current model, which first launched in 2012. The teaser campaign is already underway, starting with the first official photo revealing the new Forester's rear taillight design. It gave us hope that the new Forester will adopt a more aggressive design inspired by recent concepts like the Vesuv Tour. Ahead of its official reveal next week, leaked photos taken from a Japanese magazine have revealed the mid-size crossover's design. The photos, published by Allcar News, show that the new Forester will have an evolutionary design with minor styling tweaks. We were hoping for a more striking design, but then this isn't a crossover that's renowned for having bold styling. There are still some cues from the Vesuv Future concept revealed a few years ago, but its daring design has been toned down considerably for the all-new Forester. At the front is a new fascia with a larger grille and new restyled headlights, as well as plastic body cladding and a silver skid plate below the grille. Elsewhere, the bodywork features swooping character lines beneath the greenhouse and above the side skirts that inject some flair. The rear looks familiar, but features new taillights connected by a horizontal chrome strip. While the leaked images haven't been verified, they should provide a good indication of what the final production model will look like. It's a bit disappointing to see that Subaru hasn't been more daring with the design, but then the automaker doesn't want to spoil its successful formula. After all, the Forester is one of Subaru's most popular models and sells well in the US. Details are being kept under wraps for now, but we know the new Forester will ride on the new Subaru Global platform, which underpins the current Impreza. All-wheel drive will no doubt be available as standard. We can also expect to see the usual range of 4-cylinder boxer engines and a CVT, as well as advanced tech that comes as part of Subaru's EyeSight driver assist. Expect to see more official teasers of the new Subaru Forester in the run-up to its official debut in New York on March 28.
Nearly 8 months have passed since Musk handed over the first sets of keys to Tesla's mission-critical Model 3 sedans, and the first reviews are just coming in. That's because the cars have been trickling off the assembly line at a much slower pace than planned, and for months the only ones able to land one in their driveway were Tesla employees, investors and close friends of the company. Now that the Model 3 is getting into the hands of the general public, outlets including Consumer Reports, Edmunds and Strategy Analytics have taken delivery and published their impressions. Reviews among this group have generally been mixed. Driving dynamics and handling were among their consistent pros, while some of the commonly cited cons have had to do with poor build quality and problems with so many of the car's controls being tied to its touchscreen. Several analysts have cited Model 3 reviews as a significant factor in determining where Tesla shares are headed. According to Tony Sacconaghi, an analyst at Sanford C. Bernstein and Company, the investment thesis around the company hinges on its ability to boost production of the car, manufacturing it profitably and with good build quality. Sacconaghi wrote in a recent report to clients, "The company is well behind target with regards to how many of the sedans it's been making." He called profitability and build quality important wildcards and said that failure on those two fronts could be meaningfully detrimental to the company's fortunes. Here's a roundup of some of the first Model 3 reviewers' impressions. Consumer Reports gave the Model 3 a fairly positive first drive review. While the publication's last Model S had some issues with the fit of trim pieces, the magazine said that the Model 3's interior felt solid and that it hadn't yet noticed any squeaks, rattles or misalignments. Jake Fisher, director of auto testing at Consumer Reports, said in a phone interview, "It's honestly more like driving a Porsche Boxster than a typical luxury sedan. It's really fun and engaging to drive. The experience for rear passengers isn't as great." Fisher said that the Model 3's back seats sink close to the ground and are uncomfortable. He said, "You are sitting so low that your knees are high up in the air and you don't have any thigh support." The Model 3's 15-inch center screen has an impressive level of capability and functionality, the magazine said, but it's packed with menus and drivers are forced to use it in ways that don't always make sense, such as to adjust the car's adaptive cruise control speed. Edmunds had a similar take on the touchscreen, praising its clean and futuristic looks, while lamenting that its ease of use isn't as stellar. The car shopping researcher said the Model 3 was dramatically quicker and more engaging to drive than other popular EVs, such as the BMW i3 and the Chevrolet Bolt. It was harsher on how well the sedan was built, calling its body panel gaps inconsistent and criticizing the cracked vanity mirror and broken driver's seat shell in the car it took home. More worrisome, Edmunds has alerted Tesla's service center about problems it's had getting an appointment, and said new parts have been slow to come in. Dan Edmunds, director of vehicle testing, said in a phone interview, "The fact that Tesla would ship a car that doesn't have everything all worked out is a bit off-putting to me. It feels like the service centers are still staffing up to meet demand, and the service system isn't totally synchronized." Market researcher Strategy Analytics published a review focused on user experience and found that the Model 3's touchscreen is exceptionally difficult to use while driving and posited that it may have been designed for a self-driving future which has yet to arrive. Chris Schreiner, director of the user experience practice, said in an interview, "The Model 3 drove pretty well. It handled very well. Autopilot worked well on it. I didn't really have any issues with performance. But the positioning of the screen is a suboptimal experience for the driver. It's an uncomfortable reach to use, and all of this information like the speedometer and the controls for the windshield wiper are on the screen, which takes some getting used to." Schreiner also said that Tesla's speech recognition system in the Model 3 isn't ready. You can say send a text message saying "I'm going to be late," and you will see that appear on screen accurately. But then it says try again. It can't actually send the text message.